Good morning, dear students. In the last class, we have discussed about the concept hierarchies. Okay, so apart from that, see, we have seen what is the measure. Okay, and then we have seen what is the types of measures. Okay, so now coming to the last topic of this module, that is OLAP operations. In this topic, we will study about the different OLAP operations which we have got. Okay, so I'll explain that in detail now. Okay, so see here. See, as I have been telling to you people, see this data warehouse, see it will be always using multidimensional data model. See, all the data will be represented or it will be organized in multiple dimensions here. And again, if we consider each of the dimensions here, see each dimension will be having its own concept hierarchy. Okay. So I told what is a concept hierarchy. See, concept hierarchy is nothing but see it is a sequence of mappings from low level to higher level, more general concepts. So by default, see in each of the dimension, there will be many of the concept hierarchies present. See these concept hierarchies, see they will be having multiple levels of abstraction here. They are going to define the multiple levels of abstraction. Just remember this one. See in case of a data warehouse, see the data will be represented in a format of multiple dimensions, or the data will be organized in multiple dimensions because it will be making use of multi-dimensional data model here. Okay, and if you come to each of the dimensions, see each dimension it will be having its own default concept hierarchy. See these concept hierarchies, see they are going to that is present the multiple levels of abstraction of the data here. Okay. So now the thing is, see we want to provide the interactive and flexible data, okay, for the user. That is, as a user, ultimately your aim is you want to access the data which is stored in a data warehouse. Now the thing is, see I want to provide the interactive that is and flexible environment for the users so that they can easily access that data. Okay. So for that purpose, see we have got the OLAP data operations here. Okay. So OLAP data operations, see they are going to provide the flexible and user-friendly environment to the users so that users can easily perform their operations. See, normally the operation with respect to data warehouse is data analysis here. See, knowledge workers, they will be using the data warehouse in order to make the decisions. Okay, so normally knowledge workers comes under the category of managers and then analysts. Okay, so all these people are knowledge workers. See, they will be using the data warehouse in order to make their decisions. So by performing the data analysis here. So for that purpose, what I need to do, I need to give these these users with a user-friendly environment so that they can effectively access the data which is stored in a data warehouse. So for effective accessing, see we have got the OLAP data operations here. See, normally these OLAP data operations, see they are going to materialize the different waves here. Materialization is nothing but they will be storing the result of an SQL statement that is already executed. So instead of performing the same operation again and again, what we can do is we can materialize the waves here. We can store the result of SQL query so that we can easily get the data in fraction of seconds. So that is called as materialization here. So these OLAP data operations, see they are going to materialize these all the views here so that the knowledge workers, they can interactively query and they can easily perform the analysis of the data here. So just try to understand this one. Say in case of a data warehouse, data will be stored in multiple dimensions because it will be using multi-dimensional data model here. And again, coming to each of the dimension, each dimension will be having its own concept hierarchy. So this concept hierarchy, see, it is going to define the multiple levels of abstraction of data here. So now the thing is, see these that is data warehouse data. See, it has to present the data to the user in a flexible manner so that the users can easily perform their operations. So in order to perform the operations easily, see this data warehouse has got its own that is user friendly interface that will be provided with the help of that is OLAP operations here. So these OLAP operations, see they are going to materialize the views here because if we store the result of execution of an SQL statement, so it can be used in future also. Instead of performing the same operation again and again, we can easily use that result of the operation, and the user will be able to perform the operation in an interactive, and also he will be able to analyze the data in a faster way. Okay, so this is the need of using the OLAP operations. Okay, now coming to what are the different OLAP operations which are present. Okay, so I'll explain these OLAP operations with the help of this cube here. Okay, so see here already I had explained this while explaining the multi-dimensional data model, that is about the data cube. See, I had explained this one. See now here, see here, this is a three-dimensional data cube here. So it is also called as a center cube. Okay, so central cube, why it is called as central cube is, see, because it has got three dimensions here. Just observe here. See, one dimension is location. Okay, and second one is time, and third one is item. Okay, so this is a central cube. See, we have organized the data using three dimensions here. Which are those dimensions? One is location, and second one is time, and third one is item here. Okay, these are the three different dimensions. Okay, so now see in this cube, see we have aggregated the data, that is with respect to the location, that is with respect to location we have considered cities here in order to aggregate the data. So with respect to cities we have aggregated this location data, and coming to the time, see with respect to quarters we have aggregated this one. So this is aggregated with respect to, that is cities, this data which is available here. See, this is the data which is aggregated with respect to cities. And here coming to time, see the data has been aggregated with respect to quarters. And with respect to third dimension, that is item, see the data has been aggregated with respect to types of the items here. Okay. So this is a data cube. With respect to this, we shall see the different OLAP operations. Okay, so see here, this data cube, see it is a three-dimensional cube here. See, we have got three different dimensions: location, time, and then item. See, this data has been aggregated with respect to the cities. Okay, so we have considered the cities in order to aggregate this location data. And then in order to aggregate the time, we have considered the quarters here. And then in order to aggregate the item data, we have considered the item type here. Okay. And one more thing is, see what are these values? See these values, they are showing the dollars sold. See how many amounts of sales have been done in terms of dollars. How many dollars, okay, of sales has been done? See, $605. See, we have got in the quarter Q1. Okay, with respect to location is Vancouver, and item type is home entertainment. So in the same way, 14 stands for, see, 14 US dollars it is. Okay, that stands for the quarter Q1, and item type is phone, and then location is Vancouver here. Okay, so now let's see what are the different operations present here. Okay, so this topic, see, it is very, very important from exam point of view. Again, it is just like a fixed question. See, they are going to ask, explain the different OLAP operations on a data warehouse system. Okay, so it is very, very important from exam point of view. Okay. So first operation is roll up. Okay, so see here, I'll first tell the definition of a roll up here. See, again, this roll up, it is going to perform the aggregation on the data cube only. Okay, so how it is going to perform the aggregation? Aggregation is nothing but combining the data. So this roll up operation, it is going to perform the aggregation on the data cube. See, that will be done either by climbing up a concept hierarchy for a dimension, or by dimension reduction. See, either we will climb up the concept hierarchy. I'll tell what is climbing up here. So this operation is performed by climbing up a concept hierarchy for a dimension, or by reducing the number of dimensions in a data cube. So this roll up operation, what it is going to do? See, it is going to perform the aggregation operation. Aggregation means combining the results here. Okay. So it will be performing a aggregation operation here. How it is going to perform that? By climbing up the concept hierarchy here for a dimension, or by reducing the dimensions here. Okay. So now see here, let's see this with the help of example. Okay, so see here, see in this operation, what we have done is, see, we have performed a roll up operation. Okay, that is on this central cube, which I shown in the previous diagram. Okay, on this central cube, we have performed the roll up operation by climbing up the concept hierarchy for the location. See, we have considered the location dimension here. See, this roll up operation has been performed on the location dimension. How it is performed? By climbing up the that is a concept hierarchy of a location, that is from the level of cities to the level of country. Okay, so see here, this central data cube, in this we have displayed the result for the cities. If you consider these values, okay, so these values, that is dollars sold values, they have been shown for the cities like Vancouver, Toronto, New York, and then Chicago. Okay, so instead of representing this data with respect to cities, what we can do is, see, we can even represent the data for the countries also. That is, we can climb up this concept hierarchy, that is from the low level cities to the higher level, that is country. Okay. So now if we combine the results with respect to countries, see this Vancouver and Toronto, see they are going to come under Canada. Okay. So we have grouped this value. So see a 605 plus 395, we are going to get it as 1000. Okay. So that has been represented here. And then New York and Chicago, they comes under the country USA. So we have added this value, and then the aggregated value has been shown here, that is 2000. Okay. So in case of this operation, see what we have done is, see we have climbed up the concept hierarchy from for the location dimension, that is from the cities to the country level. Okay. So if we consider the central cube, see the central cube, the data has been displayed for the cities, that is Vancouver, Toronto, New York, and Chicago. So instead of representing this, what we can do is we can perform the roll up operation. That is roll up on the location. The operation is roll up here on the location. That is from the cities to countries. So we will combine the the data, that is, or we are going to aggregate the data here with respect to countries. Okay, so now if we consider the Vancouver and Toronto, they comes under Canada. That data has been aggregated. It has been represented here. That is 1000. And then New York and Chicago, they comes under USA, and that has been represented here. So that will become 2000, that has been represented. Okay. So one more thing is, so I gave one example where we have performed the roll up operation on the location dimension by climbing up the concept hierarchy for a dimension. Even we can perform the roll up operation by dimension reduction also. Dimension reduction means, for example, say see here, how many dimensions you have got? 3 dimensions, that is location, time, and then item. Totally I got 3 dimensions here. So what I can do is, even I can drop one dimension here. So instead of representing the data for the 3 dimensions here, location, time, and item, even I can represent the data by removing one dimension like location here. I can remove that. Remaining dimensions are time and item. For these 2 dimensions, I can represent the data. That is the roll up operation which we have performed by reducing the dimensions here. Okay. So this roll up operation, see, it is going to perform the aggregation on a data cube by climbing up the concept hierarchy for a dimension or by reducing the dimensions here. Okay, so this is the first operation. Now coming to the second operation. Okay, so one more thing I forgot to tell you here. Okay, so see here, see, initially we had a detailed data here, that is for each of the cities we have represented the detailed data here before performing the roll up operation. See, after performing roll up operation, see this detailed data, that is more detailed data, it has been converted into less detailed data, because once we perform the roll up operation, the data has been represented for countries here. So we'll get the less detailed data. That is, from more detailed data, the data will be converted to less detailed data if we perform the roll up operation. Okay, this is first operation. Now coming to the second operation, that is drill down. See, drill down operation is exact opposite of roll up operation. See here, in case of drill down, see, we will be navigating from the less detailed data to more detailed data. We will be having a less detailed data that we will be converting to more detailed data in case of drill down. But in case of roll up, what we are going to do here, in case of roll up, see, more detailed data will be converted into less detailed data. See, reverse of that is drill down, where we'll be converting less detailed data into more detailed data. Okay. See, in case of roll up, see, we have climbed up the concept hierarchy. We'll be going from lower level to higher level, like cities to countries. Okay, that is, we have climbed up the concept hierarchy, or we have reduced the dimensions. In case of drill down, see, it will be performing the operation by stepping down a concept hierarchy. That is from less detailed data to more detailed data will be stepping down here, the concept hierarchy, or even by introducing the additional dimensions, we can perform this drill down operation. See, exactly opposite definition we have got in case of drill down. See, drill down operation will be performed by stepping down a concept hierarchy for a dimension. Stepping down means, say, we will be coming down from the higher level concept to lower level concept, or even by introducing the new dimensions, even we can perform this drill down operation. So see here, again, I will consider the same data cube here, central cube. It's the same thing. Again, if you consider the cube here, see, it is same thing. Location, time, and items. It's same data we have got with respect to those dimensions. See, then how we can perform this drill down operation here. So see here, I will perform the drill down operation on the dimension that is time. Okay, so I will drill down from quarters to months here. So this, in this central cube, see, the data has been represented for the quarters here. Quarter means 3 months in a quarter. We'll be having 3 months in a quarter. So this aggregated data, it has been present for the quarters, which is with respect to 3 months. So instead of this representation, see, I want a more detailed data with respect to months. So if you want a more detailed data, so you need to perform a drill down operation on this, that is a time dimension. Okay, so from quarters to months, if I perform the drill down operation, I'll get the more detailed data. So see here, see, other things are same, location and then item, they are same here. Okay, only thing is I'm performing the operation on the time dimension here. That is, I want to drill down from the quarters to months. So if I consider this operation, drill down operation on time, that is from quarters to months. So now the data will be converted from quarters to months. So see here, we have represented the data for all the 12 months here, January, February, March till December. Okay. So now we have represented the dollars sold for each of the month. For example, if we consider this 400, that is the dollars sold amount here, that is for the security and with respect to Q1. So this data, how we got this Q1 data, see, it is 400 by considering these 3 months, 150, 100 and 150. For January month, see, security item type, it has been sold in dollars, that is 150, and for February it is $100, and for March it is 150. So if you add this, you'll get 400. Okay. So here we had data with respect to, that is quarters. And once we perform the drill down operation, we'll get the data with respect to months here. Okay. So I'll repeat this again. The drill down operation, so it is going to perform the operation by stepping down a concept hierarchy for a dimension. That is from the higher level to a lower level, we'll be stepping down here. So higher level means we'll be having data, for example, with respect to this, we'll be having data with respect to quarters. That is a higher level. So instead of that, if you want detailed data of the total sales with respect to months, so you need to perform a drill down operation on this time. Okay, so that is from the quarters, we'll drill down to months here. So this data has been represented for quarters. If you perform the drill down operation, then you'll get the data with respect to, that is months. So this is second operation. Now coming to the third operation, that is slice and dice. Okay. So I hope that, see, everyone knows what is a slice. See, slice is nothing but it is a part. Okay. So part of a, that is a cube. So here slice operation, say, it is going to perform a selection on a single dimension of the data cube. So if you perform a selection on a data cube, so it is going to give you a subcube. So result of this will be a subcube, that is part of a cube. So slice operation, with the help of slice operation, you can perform a selection on only one dimension. Only with respect to one dimension, you can perform the slice operation. Dice operation is, again, it is going to define a subcube only, that is a selection of a cube only, but it is going to perform the selection on 2 or more dimensions here. So with the help of slice operation, see, we can perform operation. Okay, so that is with respect to only one dimension. By considering only one dimension, we can perform the operation. But dice operation is, even in case of dice operation, you can consider 2 or more dimensions here for finding a subcube. Okay, so I'll give you example here. So see here. See, this is example for a slice here. So again, same cube we have considered. this is same. See again, see in the examination, see you can write a single diagram for all the examples. See that I have given in the notes, you can refer it. So for explanation, see I have divided this diagram into there is different diagrams based on the operation. So see here again we have got the same cube here with respect to 3 dimensions. We are performing the slice operation. Okay, for which dimension? As I told, we need to perform the slice operation for only one dimension. You can't define two or more dimensions in an operation here. You need to consider only one dimension. See, for example, if I want to perform the slice operation on the dimension time, okay, so time what we have considered with respect to q1. Okay, you want to define a subcube with respect to only q1. So what are the dollars sold with respect to q1? 605, 825, and then 14 and 4. So that will be given as a result to you if you perform this slice operation, that is for the dimension time is equal to q1. So you'll get this data. So see here, see this data cube. Okay, so it is a part of this cube and it has been defined for which dimension here? Time. So we have got only this result. Okay, so this is same. Okay, locations again it will be same here, and then item types will be same. Only we'll be getting the data with respect to the quarter Q1. So we just remember this one. Say slice operation is going to perform the selection on a single dimension. If you perform a slice operation, it will be giving you a subcube that is based on only one dimension. So here we have performed the slice operation that is for the dimension time, okay, with respect to the value q1. So if you perform slice for time is equal to q1, you will get the subcube with respect to q1 values. Okay, so this is slice. And second operation is dice. Okay, so dice operation, as I said, we are going to use two or more dimensions here in order to define a subcube. In order to perform the selection, we'll be using two or more dimensions. Either you can use two dimensions or two or three or four or any number of dimensions you can use here. So again, if we consider the same cube, see if I want to find a part of a cube with respect to these dimensions, location, time, and item with respect to these values. So see here, location we have considered Toronto and then Vancouver. So Toronto and Vancouver will come here. That is these two cities we have considered. And then time is Q1 or Q2. Only 2 quarters data I want. And then item is home entertainment or computer. Only these two values I want. Okay. So if I perform the dice for these values, so the resulting subcube will look like this. So just it is a part of this. We have selected this part and that has been represented here. Just see here. See what are the values are given here in the dice operation. Location is Toronto and Vancouver. Toronto and Vancouver. And time are considered as Q1 and Q2. And item time is first two, that is home entertainment and computer. Okay, if you perform the dice operation on this, so we'll get the subcube here. So we'll get this one. Okay, so that data, it has been extracted and it is represented here. So this slice operation is going to perform a selection on a single dimension, and the dice operation, it is going to perform a selection on two or more dimensions. This is about the slice and dice. Next, coming to the next operation, that is pivot. So pivot, see, it is a very simple operation. It is just like your visualization operation. So you'll be having a data with respect to some, that is axis here, x and y axis. So sometimes you want to reverse that axis. You want to reverse the data with respect to these two axes, x and y. Okay. So that reversal, okay, can be done with the help of pivot operation. It is just like rotation, rotating the data or rotating the axis here. So this pivot is a visualization operation here that is going to rotate the data axis here, so that you'll be getting a new presentation of the data. So same data will be represented in a different format. You'll get the new representation of the presentation of the data here. Only thing is it is going to rotate the axis here. See again, see here. See, don't bother this one. Okay, see, already explained this one. That is slice operation. See, same thing. It has been represented here. Now we are performing the pivot operation on this. That is result. So this is the result you got after performing slice operation. Okay. So on this, say I'm performing a pivot operation. Now, if I perform the pivot operation, say it is going to rotate the axis here. If you rotate this one, okay. So if you rotate this one, so you'll get this. So just see here. So this has been represented in x and y axis format. So this is y axis and this one is x axis. Okay, now if you rotate this one, so this data will look like this. So see here, we have performed the rotation, I think 3 times here. Okay, 1 time and then 2 times and then 3 times. So we have done that one. So it will look, the data will look like this. Okay, so X has been rotated and you will get this representation. Okay. Just try to remember this one. See this pivot operation, it is a visualization operation. So it will be rotating the axis and then it will provide you with the new representation of the data. Now coming to the last operation, that is additional OLAP operations here. See additional OLAP operations, we have got two operations here, drill across and then drill through. See these are the two additional operations. See this drill across operation, it will be performing a query or it will be executing a query where we have got more than one fact table. Suppose if you have got multiple fact tables, just in case of a fact constellation schema, you will be having multiple fact tables. So if you want to perform an operation on those multiple fact tables, so I need to use a drill across operation. So drill across, say it is going to execute the SQL queries or the operations where we have got more than one fact table. This is drill across. Drill through, see the drill through operation. See again, it is going to perform the SQL operation only. So this SQL operation will be performed at the bottom level of a data queue. So at the bottom level, see in case of a data warehouse, we will be having a relational that is database tables. There, this operation will be performed. So this drill through operation, say it is going to perform the SQL operations. See these SQL operations will be performed at the, that is top view only, but ultimately where that SQL operation will be executed, it will be executed at the bottom level of a data cube where we have got the relational database tables. Okay, so this is about the last operation. So in other OLAP operations, we have got two operations here. One is drill across. Drill across will be used to perform the queries where we have got more than one fact table, and drill through. See drill through operation, it is going to perform the SQL operations. These SQL operations will be performed at the bottom level of a data cube where we have got the backend that is relational database tables. So this is about the OLAP operation. So I'll repeat that again. So see here, see in case of a data warehouse, see we have got data in the multiple dimensions, and each dimension will be having its own concept hierarchy that is going to define the abstraction of the data. Multiple levels of abstraction will be defined with the help of concept hierarchies here. Now the thing is, see this data should be presented to the users in a flexible manner, okay, so that the user can easily use the data, okay, for performing their analysis, for making their decisions. So I need to provide a user-friendly environment to the users here. So that user-friendly environment will be provided with the help of data cube operations here. These data cube operations, they are going to provide the user with the user-friendly environment so that the users can easily perform their interactive data analysis. Okay. So this data cube operations, they will be performed with the help of materialization of the views here. Okay. So now coming to the types of operations. So first one is roll up. See roll up is operation. It is going to perform the aggregation on a data cube by climbing up the concept hierarchy for a dimension or by dimension reduction. So climbing up the concept hierarchy means from the lower level concepts, we will be climbing up the concept hierarchy to higher level concepts. So in this example, so see here, we have performed the roll up operation on the location, that is from cities to countries. So initially we had this data cube here. So once we perform the roll up operation on the location, that is from cities to countries, the data will be converted into the data with respect to countries here. So see here, this has been represented for the cities like Vancouver, Toronto, New York, and Chicago. Now, if you perform this roll-up operation, you'll get the data with respect to countries, that is Canada and USA. Okay. So second thing is, even we can perform this operation by reducing the dimensions also. See here, if you have got 3 dimensions, even you can represent that by removing one of the dimension like location, you will be left with only 2 dimensions, that is time and item here. This is first operation. Second operation is drill down. See, drill down is exact opposite of roll up. where we'll be going from less detailed data to more detailed data. So this we will get by stepping down a concept hierarchy for a dimension or by introducing the new dimensions. So see here, this data has been represented with respect to quarters. If I perform the drill down operation on the time, so I'll get the data with respect to months now. So this is represented with respect to quarters, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. If you perform the drill down, you'll get the data with respect to all the months here. Okay. Or else, even you can introduce a new, that is dimension also. So here you got three dimensions, that is location, time, and item. Even you can introduce one more dimension like customer group. That is also going to give you with a new representation of data. Next, third operation is slice and dice. Say slice operation, it is going to give you with the subcube here. So subcube will be getting by, but it will be used only with respect to one dimension. You can perform this operation with respect to one dimension. So see here, on this data cube we have performed the slice operation, that is for the time, which is equal to q1. If I want a slice with respect to time is equal to q1, so I'll get this one. So this is the slice of this data cube. And dice is with respect to two or more dimensions. We can perform the operation on two or more dimensions. So in this example, see, we have performed the dice operation for these values. So we'll get the subcube here. So this one. Next operation is pivot. So pivot is a visualization operation here. It will be giving you with a new representation of data that will be given by rotating the axis here. So here, see on this, that is subcube, we have performed the pivot. See, once we rotate this three times, we'll get this representation. And last one is other OLAP operations here. See, in other OLAP operations, see, we have got two additional operations. That is, one is drill across and second one is drill through. So drill across, it is going to execute the queries which have got two or more, that is fact tables. More than one fact table if you have got, then you can use this drill across. And drill through, it is going to perform the SQL operations, that is at the lower bottom level of the data cube, where we have got the relational database tables. Okay. So this is about the that is different OLAP operations on a data warehouse. Okay, so now I will take your attendance. Okay, just a minute. I will take the snap of your attendance. Okay, so if you have got any doubts now, you can ask me. See, this is the last topic of your first module. Yes, have you understood this topic? Tell me yes or no. Yes, any doubts? Yes, I'm asking you people only. Do you have any doubts?